So as you guys can see from the title of this video, I'm going to go ahead and give you my thoughts and my perspective on Muslims. How do I feel about Muslims? The reason why I'm singling them out versus others is because in our current day and age, in the United States where I reside, there's a lot of talk of lines of separation amongst people, specifically Muslims, because of all these supposed attacks or this war against Islam, which is bullshit. There is no war, and never has there been such a declaration of war. So I'll start by giving you guys my first reaction to that question, and that is that religion in itself, okay, is pretty much determined until one is an adult and has the ability to change by who you are born to, meaning your family, whatever your family practices, you'll also become the same, and geographic location. So meaning what part of the world you're born into, the majority practice a certain religion, you are likely to practice the same. And the reason I say that is because it's not something that someone decides knowing all the information available to them about every other religion and type of belief, where they just say, okay, this one makes the most sense to me. I want to do this. That's not the case with any religion. Not with Christianity, not with Judaism, none of them. You are what the people you are born unto are, in that sense, when it comes to religious labels. So how do I feel about Muslims? The answer, I love Muslims. And the reason I can say that is because I start from a position of love towards all people, all of them, until they give me reason to feel otherwise on a personal level, directly to me. I have no reason to feel any kind of way about them except love. And that applies to Buddhists, that applies to Hindus, that applies to Jews, that applies to blacks, that applies to whites, that applies to women, that applies to men, that applies to everyone. All classification of differences amongst men, I can say the same about. I have no problem with any Muslim. And I would encourage you guys to just give some thought to what I'm about to say with regard to why these differences are being so emphasized amongst us and being given so much attention and validity, as if this is it, this is the bottom line, this is the war, it's non-Muslims versus Muslims. It's bullshit. That is bullshit. I have come across so many people. Most of my best friends that I had since I was little, who I no longer have now, but due to different circumstances, were Muslim. I never had a problem with them. Never had a problem. And if I did have a problem with them, it wasn't because, oh, you believe this about God and I believe that about God. That's garbage. Just think. Just think. So when you're watching the news and you hear the American media pushing their bullshit propaganda about Muslims and screening them and keeping them out of the country, it's fucking garbage. There are billions of people on this earth who identify as Muslim. And you're going to try to convince me that among those billions, they should all be treated the same. Because we have such a strong grasp of what it means to be a Muslim, and basically it means that they're pieces of shits and they're no good. That's garbage. That is garbage. And only the most ignorant, only the lowest of intellectual ability could ever accept and take on that type position. That type position of differentiation among us, where we're enemies for no reason. You're my enemy just because you call yourself this. You're my enemy just because you were born in this region of the world. You're my enemy because you pray in this way and I pray in this way. You're my enemy because I say God and you say Allah. And that is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard, because the word Allah in Arabic happens to mean God. So it's the exact same word, and yet, through propaganda, they've twisted things. and painted a picture that there's some type of difference between us where there's not. People are people. People are people. And you should definitely allow for people to show themselves unto you and for you to decide how you feel about that person based on individual interactions, not generalities. So again, going back to what I said, how do I feel about them? The same way I feel about everybody. I'm looking at that, I'm looking at all people from a perspective of love and unity in that we are the same. I can look at a Muslim man, I can look at a Jew, and I can look at a Chinese man, a Buddhist, whoever, and feel that same bond as a starting point. There is no difference. I don't give a fuck who you pray to. I don't give a fuck what religious text you read or believe in. I don't buy that. So I wanted to make this video just to bring attention to the fact that there is so much going on within our media and coming from the mouths of our supposed leaders who are not our leaders to begin with. I just want to take this opportunity to make that clear. These politicians who are on television talking bullshit and basically representing the United States of America, they don't represent me. They're not my leader. I would never call such people my leader. For someone to be a leader of me, they need to stand for something greater than that for which I stand. And none of them are even close to having evolved to the point where they can say that they love all people and that the titles and the names of religions are bullshit. They don't mean anything. So if people want to really change things and improve things in life, you have to start by dropping this type mentality. This stupid sheep follower type mentality where you're going to believe whatever bullshit hype they tell you. And who is they? The people who are in control. The people who are painting the picture of our reality only when you allow them to. I don't buy into any of that. And I encourage any of you who feel differently, who feel maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm speaking from a position of ignorance and I'm just naive to the realities of things, engage in the comment section. And explain to me why I'm wrong. Because I don't believe that's the case. I've traveled to many far parts of this world. I've experienced and lived in circumstances that many have not. I've met all kinds of people in life. And I have been brothers with Muslims, with Jews, with Hindus, with Christians, with Buddhists, with atheists even. All people. So give it some thought, guys, and hopefully we can have some kind of discussion about this and make some progress together with regard to this and other types of division that are being pushed on us that are not actually true. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.